Hey guys, good news. Eric Adams is finally looking after the citizens of New York. He has heard your cries, he has heard your claims, and you know what? He's following through on one of his campaign promises. Well, not when he took office or anything, when he was like, no, we're going to keep all of those Bill de Blasio era vaccine mandates in place, but all of a sudden with the shifting tides of the political winds on this one, he's like, no, I'm a man of the people. I'm going to take care of your guys' biggest concerns. And in the next couple of weeks, maybe potentially, we're going to be phasing out vaccine passports. Okay, we're finally listening to the people that's out there. We're here to keep those people safe. Sure. So, okay, once you start taking your fingers out of public health concerns, sure, that's what vaccine passports were designed to do, by the way. Maybe you can start addressing the more pressing issues in New York. Maybe you can stop its further degeneracy into an out-and-out hellhole that makes everybody long for the halcyon days of the 1970s of Times Square. How about that? No? Bad Giuliani wasn't such a fucking nutcase, and that city needs him more than ever. New York City has plans to phase out COVID-19 vaccine passports and mandates in the coming weeks. They have a plan to phase them out that'll be available in coming weeks. Sure. Eric Adams said earlier this week, I can't wait to get it done. Why don't you do it right now? A lot of other places are just lifting them. How about that? Why would just get rid of them? That would help a lot of the small business problems that are out there. You know, the ones that can actually be open and the ones that aren't constantly looted or have been burnt down over the past few years of the summer of love. I'm not going to get ahead of the science. Oh, okay, cool. Because I'm ready to get ahead of all of this and get back to a level of normalcy. Yep, exactly. With panhandlers and squeegee people on every fucking corner. Adams said in response to a question about whether his office will phase out vaccine passports. The Democrat mayor will not provide a firm timetable because science on when vaccine passports would be rescinded. However, Adams' comment was the most definitive he's been about removing the system, which went into effect in September of 2021 under Bill de Blasio's administration, which he was running to be a counterbalance to. I'm going to be a moderate Democrat and then come in and be worse than Bill in some aspects. Several days ago, Adams also signaled that he wanted to remove the passport system, which impacts restaurants, gyms, theaters, and similar venues, when he responded to a question about Brooklyn Nets superstar Kyrie Irving, who is not vaccinated against the coof and cannot play in Brooklyn or MSG. I think it's unfair, only because he's black, and I'm not sure if a Boston fan created this rule. Because, you know, Brooklyn and Boston are the one, whatever. And by the way, vaccine passports have been lifted in Boston, so you're even behind them anyway, so funny flex, I guess. I don't know, I'm really leery about sending the wrong message, Adams said. Having this city closed down again keeps me up at night. Sure it does, but now that you're going to be outlining eventually in the coming weeks, and maybe, I don't know, we'll have something figured out by Memorial Day, if we're lucky or something. Now you'll have more time to start addressing like the serious problems that have been going on for much longer, ever since Bill de Blasio took over, like the massive influx of homeless that are around and just destroying New York City, making everybody just want to fucking leave or never ever frequent the fucking streets. You know, go to the places and frequent all of those small businesses that make up New York City. You know, they want to conduct business, okay? They want to have their restaurant open. They want to have their shop. They want to have their store. They want to have their business fucking open. But they also don't want to, you know, have to wade through the shit and the piss in the fucking subways, you know, at a risk of getting hip checked in front of one of the trains, or just get beat up by some asshole who thinks that you have horns growing out of your head during one drug-filled fucking hallucination. Hundreds of people are living in New York City subway stations and tunnels, the MTA says. Okay, cool. Keeping the city closed down keeps Eric Adams up at night. We know some other people who are being kept up at night as well. What are you going to be doing about them? Some 350 homeless individuals were recently found living in encampments in subway stations and tunnels, transit officials said Thursday. The individuals were spread across 29 encampments and tunnels and 89 in stations, according to the MTA survey conducted on February 2nd and 3rd as part of track trespass task force formed in December to address an uptick in track intrusions. Task Force leader Jamie Torres Springer said the tunnel's encampments directly led to trespassing incidents in which the MTA began tracking in detail in January. The MTA encounters recorded 168 intrusion incidents. In the first month of record keeping, 40 of which were attributed to mentally ill or emotionally disturbed individuals. Were they addicted to cocaine? Torres Springer said. Never trust a woman with a hyphenated last name. Other incidents involved slip and falls. Is that what you call hip checks? Okay. Intoxication or suicide or attempted suicide. And 4 more involved shove assaults. Oh, there it is. It has its own category because it's so prevalent. Oh, that's Jamie? Girl's name. Last year, there were 1,267 incidents on a person on the tracks, which is a 20% increase since 2019. Out of those incidents, 200 resulted in someone getting hit by a train, and 68 were fatalities. Holy fuck. I wouldn't want to be, well, those 68 people, obviously, but I couldn't imagine the lives of the other 132 that are out there. That would be a bitch, because telling a story about, unless you're Mickey James and TNA, nobody really, walks away fine and in good shape after getting hit by a fucking train. Suicides or attempted suicides account for about a quarter of train collisions with individuals. Encampments are broadly defined and can include lying down in a sleeping bag or stretched out, officials said. Well, if they're still homeless, they're still fucking homeless. All 29 encampments were removed upon discovery. Doesn't much matter. Never leave an encampment in place. Oh, okay, cool. So if you just shuffle them down the block for a minute. As soon as we identify an encampment, those people are immediately removed, the agency spokesman Tom Minton said. To reduce track intrusions, the MTA will test platform barriers at some stations, laser intrusions, detection technology, and public education to discourage voluntary trespassing and communicate to riders the dangers of going on the tracks. Oh, and how nice, they're going to have a little blurb. Dung, dung, dung. Don't kill yourself when you're riding the NYC subway. We have other people on the street that'll take care of that for you. Because crime, okay, if Eric Adams is really serious about reopening New York City, address the fucking crime as well, because once these businesses eventually get open, they tend to get robbed and mugged and, just shut down due to the fact that shoplifting's a problem, or, just aggravated assault and armed robbery. That tends to be a problem as well. 2 thieves ransacked a lower Manhattan bodega, even throwing a computer monitor at a worker, while new video footage shows. The duo barged into the shop on John Street near Broadway around 11:25 on February 16th, joined by a woman who stayed close to the door. According to the cops, a clip released late Wednesday. So this is lower Manhattan. Okay, this isn't Harlem. Okay, this isn't fucking on 134th Street. This is Broadway. Broadway and lower Manhattan. Okay. Pair demanded merchandise from the 28-year-old male worker and refused to pay. Oh, well, to be fair, they probably owes their something. They then started pushing and tossing items on the counter, including 2 display cases holding scratch-offs, and the footage shows. Probably had to go to a different place to redeem them because you were just so goddamn mean to this guy. One of the men also picked up a computer monitor and threw it at the worker's head, the video shows. They grabbed about 8 packs of cigarettes valued at $120 before fleeing on foot. So really expensive cigarettes, to be completely honest. Heading east on John Street, authorities said. The worker was taken to New York Presbyterian, lower Manhattan, in stable condition. One of the male suspects was seen wearing glasses, a black jacket, black pants, and a red hoodie. Nothing else, though. Nothing else distinguishing about him. Okay. To be fair, he also had one of the chin diapers, and he was black. Just say it. Just say it. You'll describe everything else about him, but you won't describe his physical attributes, because guess what? He can take off the glasses, the jacket, the pants, and the hoodie, and you know what? He could be a completely different person. I'm sure he won't reoffend or anything like that if you won't just say what and who the suspect is. The other man wore a black hoodie. Again, he just wore a black hoodie, black Adidas pants, and a black backpack, and a red hat. There he is. The woman wore glasses, a red jacket, dark colored patterned pants, and dark colored boots as well. Nothing distinguishing about her at all. No, nothing at all. And again, there's the man. There's 50 cent. Okay, he needs to pay for those taxes somehow. But yeah, no, nothing specific about this at all whatsoever. But that's your modern day New York City, okay? Yeah, fucking knocking over a bodega for, what, $150 in merchandise, okay? You got fucking piss-stinking bums all over the fucking place. But it's just a couple of encampments, okay? And then, oh yeah, don't worry. Oh, but yeah, because this affects a basketball player, we're going to be dropping those vaccine mandates. So, again, silver lining on this one, Kyrie Irving and standing up for this. Hey, man, you might have affected some change. No infections necessary. New York City, man. I have no desire of ever going to New York City, but for fuck's sakes, man. Ran on a platform of change and making a difference for the community, but you've done fuck all so far. Oh, you've counted how many homeless people are in certain areas. Good for you. Now address the crime that happens. That was just one incident. We could have picked about 50 other ones, but I just figured that normally we cover like rapes and murders that happen in New York City. How about just a simple assault and a simple robbery to kick off the weekend for everybody? Sounds good, now doesn't it? And with that said, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.